What's up, Tech family? Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I'm TechWise, and today we're diving deep into another RTX 50 series gaming laptop that's causing quite a stir in the market. In today's video, we're going to unbox this beast, run it through our comprehensive benchmark suite, test the latest AAA games, and see how it stacks up against the competition. And trust me, there are some surprises you won't see coming. But before we jump in, if you enjoy detailed tech reviews like this, smash that subscribe button and hit the bell icon. It really helps the channel grow. Alright, let's get started. First impressions. ASUS has definitely stepped up their game with the TUF series. The build quality feels premium, and at 2.25 kilograms, it's actually slimmer than last year's mode. The top lid has been completely redesigned with a clean, minimalist approach. Gone are the aggressive gaming aesthetics. This looks more professional while still maintaining that gaming DNA. Let me test the build quality real quick. One-handed opening, check. Minimal lid flex, impressive. The hinges feel solid, and look at this. It opens a full 180 degrees. That's a significant improvement from previous generations. In the box, we get the laptop, a massive 280-watt power adapter with a new connector design that can plug in from both sides, similar to what Lenovo does with their Legion series. Smart move, ASUS. Now let's talk about what ASUS has changed with this 2025 refresh. The notification lights have been moved from the inside to the back, giving us 4 clean indicator lights. Looking at the bottom, there are clear changes compared to last year's model. The exhaust vents now have this gaming-oriented design that channels air more efficiently. This laptop is MIL STD 810H certified, which means it can handle vibration, altitude changes, high and low temperatures. Now, I'm not saying you should take this mountain climbing, but it's nice to know your investment is protected. At 2.25 kilograms for the laptop alone, and about 3 kilograms with the charger, it's definitely portable enough for daily carry if you're a serious gamer on the go. Alright, let's dive into the specs. Now, I was hoping to see the new Core Ultra series processors in the 2025 TUF lineup, especially since ASUS used them in the ROG Strix series. But they've decided to stick with the Intel Core i7-14650HX. This is a 16-core, 24-thread processor that's still quite capable, but feels a bit dated for a laptop launching in 2025. The good news? We get 32 gigabytes of DDR5 RAM in dual-channel configuration. That's two 16-gigabyte sticks running at 5600 MT per second. For a laptop at this price point, 32 gigabytes should be the standard, and you can upgrade it to 64 gigabytes if needed. Now here's where I'm a bit disappointed. The 1 terabyte Gen 4 SSD is from Samsung, which should be great, right? But the read and write speeds are around 5,000 and 3,600 megabits per second. At this price point, I expected 6,000 to 7,000 plus megabits per second. However, the good news is we get 2 full-size SSD slots, so upgrading storage is straightforward. The star of the show is the RTX 5070 with 8 gigabytes VRAM and 115-watt TGP. But here's what's confusing me about NVIDIA's RTX 50 series strategy. The RTX 5050 had 8 gigabytes VRAM. This RTX 5070 also has 8 gigabytes VRAM, but the RTX 5070 Ti comes with 12 gigabytes. It feels like NVIDIA is segmenting the market a bit too aggressively. Time for the moment you've all been waiting for. Performance testing. I've put this laptop through our comprehensive benchmark suite. Starting with Cinebench R23, we're getting 21,000 plus in multi-core and 1,900 plus in single-core. These are solid numbers that put it in the upper tier for this price segment. Geekbench 6 shows competitive CPU scores. This processor will handle music production software, coding, large project compilation, and any productivity task you throw at it. For AI workloads, the Geekbench 6 AI benchmark shows impressive GPU scores. I also tested the DeepSeek R1 32 billion parameter model using LLM Studio. It took about 5 minutes and 28 seconds to run, which is respectable. The 32 gigabytes of RAM really helps here. This wouldn't run on systems with just 16 gigabytes. For 3D modeling and rendering, Blender Benchmark gave us 4,000 plus scores. If you're doing intermediate level 3D work or architecture visualization, this laptop will serve you well. Adobe Creative Suite performance is excellent across the board. After Effects scored 9,700 plus, Photoshop 8,100 plus, and Premiere Pro 9,900 plus. You can definitely handle 4K video editing, high frame rate footage, even 10-bit material without breaking a sweat. Now for the main event, gaming performance. I've tested this laptop with the latest AAA titles at the native 1600p resolution. Esports titles, Valorant gameplay. On high settings, we're getting an average of 350 plus FPS. More than enough for competitive gaming. CS2 gameplay. Counter-Strike 2 on very high settings delivers around 200 FPS average, with solid frame times throughout. Moving to more demanding titles, GTA 5 Enhanced Edition with maximum ray tracing settings maintains 55 to 60 FPS. The GPU is definitely being pushed here. Cyberpunk 2077 Showcase. Cyberpunk 2077 on ultra settings with frame generation enabled gives us 100 plus FPS, while raw performance without frame generation is still very playable. Frame generation explanation with visual examples. Let me quickly explain frame generation. The RTX 50 series introduces multi-frame. Let me quickly explain frame generation. The RTX 50 series introduces multi-frame generation, which can boost FPS significantly. However, there's a trade-off in visual quality and input lag, so I don't recommend it for competitive gaming. Now, I need to address something important. NVIDIA's RTX 50 series is currently experiencing driver stability issues. Some games showed inconsistent performance. That's clearly driver-related, not hardware limitations. This should improve with future driver updates. One of the most requested comparisons. How does the RTX 5070 stack up against the RTX 4070? I've got both laptops here with similar configurations. Testing Alan Wake 2, Cyberpunk 2077, and Black Myth Wukong. The performance difference is minimal. We're talking about a 7% improvement over the RTX 4070, which is typical for generational upgrades. The RTX 5070 essentially performs like an RTX 4070 with some driver optimizations. If you're expecting a massive performance leap, you might be disappointed. Thermal management is crucial for gaming laptops, so I stress tested this for an hour using Prime 95 and Furmark. Under full CPU load, temperatures peaked at 95 degrees Celsius with an average of 81 degrees Celsius. The CPU maintained 2.6 GHz average boost clocks while pushing up to 120 watt power consumption. GPU stress testing showed peaks of 86 degrees Celsius with an 81 degrees Celsius average. Power consumption reached 118 watt peaks with 113 watt average. No thermal throttling or crashes, solid thermal management. During actual gaming, keyboard temperatures stay around 33 to 34 degrees Celsius in the WASD area, with the center chipset area reaching about 40 degrees Celsius. The trackpad area stays cool at around 30 degrees Celsius. Overall, very comfortable for extended gaming sessions. The 16-inch IPS display features 1600p resolution with a 16:10 aspect ratio and 165 Hz refresh rate. NVIDIA G-Sync support ensures smooth gaming. Color accuracy is good, with 100% sRGB and 80% DCI P3 coverage. Peak brightness tested at 373 nits, which is adequate for indoor use. For content creators, this display is suitable for photo editing and color grading work, though it lacks premium certifications like Dolby Vision. Unfortunately, the audio is disappointing. The dual 2-watt down-firing speakers are below average in terms of volume and quality. You'll definitely want external headphones or speakers for a better experience. The good news is Dolby Atmos support works well with external audio devices. Connectivity is well thought out. On the right side, we have two USB 3.2 Gen 2 Type A ports. The left side is where most of the action happens. Power input, RJ45 Ethernet, HDMI 2.1 with display output from the RTX 5070, Thunderbolt 4 for fast data transfer and display output, USB-C with 100-watt PD support, another USB-A port, and the headphone jack. The laptop includes a mux switch accessible through Armoury Crate software, allowing you to choose between hybrid mode, dedicated GPU output, or iGPU-only mode for better battery life. The keyboard maintains that signature tough feel, with 1.7mm key travel. The WASD keys have a translucent design that's become a tough trademark. It's a single-zone RGB keyboard, so you can't customize individual keys, but you can change colors and effects through Armoury Crate. The trackpad has been enlarged compared to previous generations. It's smooth, supports multi-gestures, and is fully clickable. No complaints here. The 90-watt-hour battery delivers about 4.5 to 5 hours of usage with basic tasks, iGPU mode enabled, keyboard backlight off, and 50% screen brightness. The 280W charger can get you to 50% charge in 30 minutes, with full charge taking about 1 hour, 20 minutes. That's respectable for a gaming laptop. Here's where things get interesting. At 1,080,000 rupees, this laptop is competing in a crowded space. ASUS also offers the A15 variant with AMD processor for 1,070,000. The AMD variant actually offers better multi-core performance for 10,000 rupees less, though it comes with 16 GB RAM instead of 32 GB. With Lenovo Legion, Acer Predator, and other RTX 50 series laptops yet to launch, I expect prices to become more competitive soon. Let's break down the pros. Excellent build quality with MIL STD certification. Solid thermal management. Comprehensive port selection. Large, high-quality display with G-Sync. 32 GB RAM standard. Good gaming performance at 1600p. The cons: overpriced for current specifications. Older Intel processor when Core Ultra was expected. SSD performance below expectations. RTX 5070 not significantly better than RTX 4070. Below average speakers. Current driver stability issues. So should you buy the ASUS TUF F16? Here's my honest take. This is a solid gaming laptop that represents meaningful improvements over previous TUF generations. The build quality is excellent, thermal management is impressive, and gaming performance is adequate for 1600p resolution. However, at 1,80,000, it feels overpriced. The performance gains over RTX 4070 laptops are minimal, and you're paying a premium for what's essentially last-gen performance with current-gen branding. My recommendation, wait. Wait for more RTX 50 series laptops to launch. Wait for driver stability improvements. And wait for natural price corrections due to market competition. If you need a laptop right now, consider the AMD variant for 10,000 rupees less. Or look at RTX 4070 laptops that might offer better value until the RTX 50 series market matures.